So I'm South African, as you can tell by the accent, and I got a transfer to the United States. Houston was my port of entry, and learning how to navigate my way through America was one thing, but on every street corner, I saw a drive-through. I never grew up with drive-throughs. I didn't know what the hell it was. And I spent a year going through every drive-through. This was like the thing. I could get burgers and fries, ice cream and sodas. There was even a beverage barn, so you could get alcohol.
Hmm.
And I think what happens is you don't realize what you're doing to yourself. This is just the way of life. It's convenient, it's easy, it's yummy. And about a year later, I went back to South Africa to visit my dad. And my childhood doctor saw me and he said, "We have to talk." Anyway, I went to see him and he put me on the scale, and my top weight was 203 pounds. I came to America, I think I was 121, 125. And he said, sat me down and he said, "If you don't get a handle on all of this, you will live in a body that's 300 pounds plus for the rest of your life." And I have to tell you, Whitney, I freaked out. I came back to the States and I looked for that one person that could show me the ropes. I'd never walked into a gym. Um, I didn't know what healthy was. We eat very differently. I mean, what we consider organic here is how we ate at home in South Africa. Anyway, a girlfriend gave me a gift to a personal trainer, and I walked into this bodybuilding gym and thought, where the hell am I? Anyway, loved her, loved the training, and knew that I was onto something. I then found another trainer who was cooking for people, put me on the list. And my opinion is the bodybuilder diet, as though it does get you ready for a show or competition, is one of the unhealthiest diets out there. But it began the journey. It was rice, broccoli, and tuna, rice, broccoli, and turkey. And I lived that way. It took me approximately 3 years to lose 70 pounds. But I did it on my own. I searched I looked, I asked questions. I put myself through nutrition school because I suddenly realized what I was eating was not the best for good health. Certainly for bodybuilding, but I didn't know anything, and there really wasn't anyone talking about it. The gyms were on one side and the rest of the population was on the other. And did a year in a holistic nutrition school, learning superfoods and macros, what's healthy, what's not healthy, what does our food look like? And my trainer said, "You'd make a fabulous personal trainer." I said, "Really?" Anyway, got myself enrolled into Baylor Sports Medicine. And I chose that school because it had a practical side to it. Most people today get this very, really thick, fat book, read, learn, write a test, and they think they're trainers. Whereas I actually was on the floor with study. I mean, people that were our studies, if you will. But we were taught form. We were taught how to exercise. What was the right way? What should we look at when we work with a client? My study was a pregnant woman, and when I did blood pressure, I couldn't hear her heartbeat and I couldn't hear anything. I can show you're alive. But it taught me that everybody was so different, that just
Yeah.
because the book said X didn't mean that the person in front of me was that X or should be put into that pigeonhole. And so this journey began for me of now as a personal trainer. I found somebody I could work under just to guide me through and keep an eye on me, and started building a clientele. Started adding food into that, and realized that if I start with food with people, I lost them, because to tell somebody how to eat without seeing something shift in their body was absolutely not the option. People are like,
Yeah.
"I don't want to do that. I don't want to eat that. And I don't see a shift." So I always start with personal training. Let's get your
Mhm.
body going. And when they say, "Look, I see a little muscle," then I know we can move into the realm of food, because now things are connecting for them. So I
Yes.
started to build these pieces